Today, we're doing a deep dive into a really fascinating case study. It suggests that while purpose and profit aren't just compatible, purpose might actually be the engine for incredible results. We're focusing on Uri Poliavich. He's the founder and CEO of Soft2Bet, which is a big global player in digital gaming. But this isn't just about smart business moves, it's about his philosophy, merging that commercial drive with a real commitment to social responsibility.
Exactly. And our insights today, they're drawn from an article in the European magazine. It's titled, "The CEO Making Culture the Driving Force for Innovation," written by John E.K. So our mission here is to sort of unpack Polievich's journey. How did he build this company where innovation and social impact aren't just add-ons, but totally core? We want to understand the mechanics of that. Yeah, how does it actually work? Because what grabs me is that this isn't some abstract strategy document or just a CSR report. This feels like it comes from a really personal place, shaped by his own life. And it challenges a lot of the standard advice on how to build something that lasts, something really meaningful beyond just profit. Okay, let's get into it. Let's unpack this.
Right, so you have to picture his starting point. Imagine growing up where your future feels, well, completely out of your control. Opportunities, very rare. Stability, something that could just vanish. That's where Uri Poliavich begins. And the article really stresses this wasn't just background noise, it was the furnace, really, that forged his relentless drive. This environment where nothing was certain, it created this deep need to control his own destiny.
Absolutely. And what's so interesting is that this hardship, it didn't break him. It became fuel. He didn't see them as dead ends, but as catalysts.
Precisely. He even states this belief, and it seems foundational for him. If you don't take control, you'll be left with nothing. That mindset, you really need to grasp that to understand his later moves, especially that pretty radical shift he made away from a more conventional career.
And that shift is really telling. He trained as a lawyer, right? Which most people would see as stable, prestigious.
Secure.
But he found it too, I don't know, predictable, limiting. He needed something faster, more dynamic, somewhere he could pour that energy into something, well, more creative.
Yeah, so he jumps into business development, and you're right, it wasn't just changing jobs. It was a complete reorientation, driven by that core belief in self-determination he developed early on.
And that's where the seed for Soft2Bet started to grow, eventually becoming this global digital gaming company.
Yes, and this is where the personal deeply informs the professional. That early lesson, take control, it's not just history. It's the bedrock of how Soft2Bet operates. I mean, look at their platforms today, like Mega. They're known for being genuinely innovative.
Right, the motivational engineering aspect.
Exactly. And that's not just a fancy term. It refers to using behavioral psychology, data analytics, quite sophisticated stuff. They design user experiences that aim for deeper, more sustainable engagement, not just quick wins. And crucially, they build in features for responsible gaming right from the start. That really sets them apart in a very crowded market.
That idea, motivational engineering, is interesting. Can you break that down a bit more for our listeners? What does it actually look like in the Mega platform, say, beyond the buzzword?
Sure. Think of it as less like basic gamification, just adding points or badges, and more like applied behavioral science in the digital space. They're really digging into data, using psychological principles to understand why users engage and how they engage over time.
Okay.
So instead of generic pop-ups, Mega might offer, say, personalized challenges or rewards tailored to what that specific user seems to prefer based on their past behavior. The goal is a sustainable, positive interaction, not just chasing short-term thrills.
So it's about making the experience better, more tailored.
And inherently more responsible. It becomes a core part of the product's value, a key differentiator.
Which ties straight back to his broader philosophy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That business needs to be about more than just the money. He literally asks, if you're not doing something that benefits the community, then what's the point? And the article makes it clear this isn't just talk. It's baked into Soft2Bet.
Precisely. And for leaders maybe listening, wondering how you actually do this, how you shift from pure profit focus, Soft2Bet's expansion strategy gives us a really good clue. Many firms just charge into new markets, right? Focus on grabbing share.
Aggressively, yeah.
But Soft2Bet talks about responsible expansion. And this isn't just about feeling good, it's strategic. It actually de-risks entering new, sometimes sensitive markets.
How so?
By actively collaborating with local groups, taking time to understand what that specific community needs. They build trust, real trust. And that understanding often reveals unique product opportunities that a purely profit-first approach would totally miss. So it leads to more sustainable growth. Community engagement becomes a competitive edge.
That's a really powerful way to frame it. They're building a stronger, more resilient business by aligning with the community,
Yeah.
not just seeing community work as a separate charitable thing you do on the side.
Exactly.
That responsible expansion idea really does set them apart, especially in an industry that, let's be honest, can sometimes face cynicism.
Absolutely. Poliavich has this conviction. Technology, when deployed responsibly, can bridge gaps and create opportunities. So, when Soft to Bet enters a new market, it's not just, here's our product. They actively work with local organizations. They listen. They try to ensure their business brings real value locally. It makes the business itself an engine for social good. For him, that's core. It's an operational principle.
It gauges beyond just SoftBet's operations, right? The company's success has enabled his philanthropy on a massive scale, too, something he cared about for a long time. In 2020, he and his wife started the Yale Foundation, focusing on education for Jewish youth globally.
Yes, and what's really striking about the Yale Foundation is the scale and reach it's achieved so quickly. It now supports over 10,000 educational initiatives
Wow.
across 37 countries, reaching more than 13,500 young people every year. And these aren't just, standard academic programs. They seem thoughtfully designed to help kids connect with their heritage, build confidence, find purpose, find direction.
That's incredible growth. Does the article give any clues about how they scaled it so fast while keeping the mission intact?
It really points to Polievich applying the same strategic thinking he uses in business, the same focus on efficient deployment, measuring impact. It's not just charity, it's strategic philanthropy.
So not just writing checks.
Not at all. It's about finding the right partners, the programs with maximum leverage for sustainable outcomes. They don't just fund, they cultivate.
Most people think you become successful first, and then you start giving back, like it's a reward.
The once I've made it approach.
Exactly. But Polievich flips that completely.
Hmm.
He says, and this is a direct quote, but for me, it's the other way around. Giving back is what pushes you forward. That connection, the idea that business and giving back aren't separate steps but actually fuel each other, that's central to everything for him.
It's such a holistic view. Giving back isn't an expense, it's an investment. You reinvest success into the community, and that actually drives the business forward. Better reputation, deeper market insights, maybe even more motivated employees.
A cycle.
A virtuous cycle, exactly. Purpose fuels profit. Profit enables more purpose.
Purposeful work drives innovation. Innovation drives growth. Growth allows for more purpose. And as SoftBet keeps growing rapidly, it sounds like he's laser focused on building both sides of the business and the philanthropy together.
Exactly. He sees the future as growth, yes, but a specific kind of growth, not just market share or revenue numbers, but growth in the impact they can have.
Expanding responsibly.
Right. Continuing strategic expansion, finding innovative partners, and constantly reinvesting in those projects that align with his core values.
Oh.
He's playing the long game here, defining legacy way beyond typical business metrics.
And ultimately, his definition of success isn't just profits or awards. It's about building something that lasts. He doesn't want the legacy to be just built a successful company. He wants it to be built something that made a real difference, something that outlives the business itself.
That core belief that profit and purpose can coexist, that they should coexist, it's not just a nice sentiment for him. It's the blueprint, the operating principle he lives by and built Soft to Bet on.
So wrapping up this deep dive on Uri Poliavich,
Yeah.
the main takeaway feels incredibly potent. Genuine purpose, actually woven into the DNA of a business, can be this powerful engine, driving both commercial success and real lasting social impact. His whole journey, from that tough start in the Soviet Ukraine to leading a global tech firm, it just highlights the power of determination and having that really clear sense of purpose.
What's so fascinating is how he effectively redefines success for himself and then for Soft to Bet. It's not about the financials or the awards in isolation. It's about building something meaningful that endures, something that leaves a positive mark beyond the balance sheet. That really shifts how you think about succeeding in business, doesn't it? Moving past just the quarterly report to thinking about a generational legacy.
So what does all this mean for you listening right now?
Well, maybe consider this. How could weaving a deeper sense of purpose into your own work or your own ventures, whatever the scale, how might that fundamentally change how you measure impact, how you drive growth? What lasting difference do you want to make? And how can you start building that legacy today? Just like Uri Poliavich did by playing, as he might put it, the hand you're dealt to its absolute fullest potential.